progression works well when the team is doing well.
Yeah, and for me with Euro is, as you said, in terms of potential, and it's kind of the similar thing of what we said about Haaland. If you had to build a centre back in a lab, I think you would want your centre back to look a little bit like Leny Yoro. I think Leny Yoro really has the build of the perfect centre back, around 6'4". He's very good on the ball. He's lanky, but with time, he's going to put on. Very good. So, staying on the topic of Real Madrid, I don't know if you've been following what's been happening with Leny Yoro. It happened today. United, Real Madrid, Liverpool, and I think Chelsea as well. They were all in for the player, and United ended up signing Leny Yoro. He wanted to go to Real Madrid. Real Madrid did want Leny Yoro as well. It's just United were willing to put a bit more money on the table. And I don't know how much you've been following this kid, Leny Yoro, if you know anything about him.
Yeah, I have been following him for a while, especially after Real Madrid showed interest in him. I went to delve really deep into him as a player. The only thing I liked about this thing is the age and the type of chemistry we can create with the addition of a player like Leny.
Another French boy.
Another French boy, you know. There is going to be that chemistry with the French players. There is also going to be that passing of touch from the likes of Alaba, the likes of the German defender, the likes of Alaba and the likes of Rudiger, to the likes of Leny Yoro. He's only 18 years old. Young player joining the squad. He has like 2-3 years to integrate himself into the squad fully. And his progression is going to meet all of the young players we have. So when they hit their peak, they are going to hit their peak in almost the same time.
Yeah.
And when it comes to physicality, when it comes to size as a player, only at 18 years old, the kid already has the frame or the potential to have a frame of an outstanding centre back.
Yeah.
You get me? He's physical, he has the technical gifts, he has the height, and he has everything it takes. Because with centre backs, you don't only look at their performances, you look at their potential to grow.
Yeah.
Because the game is changing, the game is moving towards big centre backs who can do everything. Virgil van Dijk is kind of like one of the prototypes who's going to lead the new school. You know, you need a Virgil van Dijk type player who's big and still mobile, who's big and still can defend, who's big and still can control the ball. You get me? Good on the ball and good in the air. So Leny Yoro is kind of that frame. It is a loss. We were willing to pay around 25, and Manchester was willing to go up to 60. The kid wanted to come to Real Madrid, but once Manchester United dropped that bag, agents and management, you know, they are going to have their fat bonuses, so they are only going to push. The team is also going to make a lot of money, so they are going to push him into Manchester United. And at the end of the day, trust me, this is an outstanding player signing for Manchester United. Don't look at the money now, just look at the fact that this money is going to look like a bargain in 3, 4, 5 years, when this kid is only 23 years old and doing what he is doing in the team, provided the team moves with the progression of a team like a player like Leny Yoro. Because the young players, their progression works well when the team is doing well.
Yeah, and for me with Euro is, as you said, in terms of potential, and it's kind of the similar thing of what we said about Haaland. If you had to build a centre back in a lab, I think you would want your centre back to look a little bit like Leny Yoro. I think Leny Yoro really has the build of the perfect centre back, around 6'4". He's very good on the ball. He's lanky, but with time, he's going to put on that muscle mass. He's going to get stronger. So his potential, and again, he's also excellent in the air. For example, we also bought Xerxes. Xerxes is tall, but Xerxes is not good in the air. He scored 0 headers last season. So with Euro, you have a player here whose potential is amazing, but my main problem with Euro at the minute is the product now. Is Leny Yoro right now? Who is Leny Yoro today, and is he going to be able to come into this team and be effective right now? And in comparison to Matthias de Ligt, this is kind of where I'm a bit torn, because de Ligt at also only 24 years old. In 5 years, de Ligt's going to be 29, so he's gonna be hitting his prime in 5 years. So a player who's more experienced, who's more physical, just as good in the air. The only thing that I think the Euro has over the Ligt would be pace, because everything else I feel like the Ligt kind of beats Euro in. The problem with the Ligt is I think it's much harder to convince Bayern Munich to let go of the Ligt than it is for Lille to let go of Leny Yoro, because Bayern don't really need the money as desperately as Lille, because Bayern they're trying to really go for the Champions League. You see the moves they made with Palhinha and Olise. We're gonna get into that in a second, but Bayern are really trying to go for it. So them not letting go of the Ligt is understandable, but me personally, I would have 100% preferred to have signed the Ligt. I like Euro, as I said. I think his upside is second to none as far as young centre backs go. His upside is astronomical. He can be one of the best centre backs in the world. My problem is we had the worst, not the worst, but we did have the worst. We had the worst at least jump, because last 2 years ago we had the best defense in the league, and last year we finished with a negative scoring record, with a negative goal difference. So our defense was atrocious last season. And my thing is, you're going to bring in this young lad who's going to be asked a lot, who's going to be criticized a lot, and I kind of feel bad for him. And my thing is, can Euro do that? Because the Ligt has played in Ajax, he's played in Juventus, he's played in Bayern. He's experienced.
That's just 24 years.
Yeah, it's only 24. He's going to turn 25 in August. So, you know, if you ask me who I would have preferred, I would have said Euro. I mean, we've said the Ligt, excuse me. But I am happy with Euro just because of his potential. So yeah, that's my verdict on Euro.
The former head coach said something about him. He said what? On the pitch, he anticipates very well and knows how to position himself in order to intercept the ball. He is quite fast for a defender and really comfortable with the ball. That is what his former coach said about him. At a very young age, he had already developed these things that are very pivotal in like the league that he's going to play now.
Yeah.
Interceptions are very important in the league like the English Premier League, where it is very fast paced. Him being fast and comfortable on the ball at the same times give room for the coach to use him in a plethora of positions and flexibility to change positions with him in the back line. You understand me? Yeah. Also, I see him to be a very smart player at his age. I would also choose Ligt over him because at only 24 years old, Ligt has the experience of someone who has played for over 10, 15 years in the Pro League.
Yeah.
Captaining
He's a monster.
Ajax at only 19 years old. Going to Juve, only not working because of the changes in managers, the changes in philosophy. Him being rescued by Bayern Munich, positioning himself in the Bayern Munich squad like the way he did at only 24 years old. Also, Bayern fans coming out to petition the sale of Ligt just shows how much they value him.
Yeah.
You understand me? So Bayern wasn't looking to let go of Ligt, but Euro is, and you signing Ligt, the only other thing I didn't like was your coach still going back to his Ajax boys, bro.
Dutch, we're all Dutch. Zexy Dutch, the Ligt Dutch is all Dutch, even our coaching staff. But to me, I always say, as a coach, you're of course, like, you're kind of like going to bite, and it's going to be like your DNA bleeding into the club. Because I remember when Mourinho first came in, his coaching staff were a lot of his boys. He brought in a lot of Portuguese-speaking players. He brought in Dalot, he brought in Fred, he brought in Matic, and even when he went to Roma, he brought Matic again. So it's like managers always do that. Even Pep, like when he first came to City, a lot of the players he brought over, either from La Liga, like he brought in Bravo, he brought in Nolito. Again, managers tend to do that. They tend to go for their boys. They tend to go with what they know, with what they like.
I understand